What's up, y'all? And welcome back to Boys Casa. I'm Nana. That's...
I thought you were going to introduce me.
I did
Josh.
too.
You!
But I'm James.
Alright, so today we bring you episode 5 of Blue Therapy. We just gonna go right into it. I hope y'all didn't watch the video yet.
Nah,
I wouldn't do that.
He capping.
that's crazy. I saw the teaser though.
You saw the picture with him and that girl in the car?
Yeah, he was flexing.
What did he say?
Something client.
Client privilege. He's
I'm
a big
dead.
guy now. Now he has a lot of followers.
It ain't working episode 4. It ain't gonna work in episode 5.
Just play the video, man.
Don't do that. Sing it in part of your repertoire.
I would even call it blue. Fresh suits.
After our last session in therapy, Chioma hasn't come back home. I have no idea what that's about. That's not normal to me. But obviously, I'll blame the therapy because as I knew, this whole
You called a girl fat. What do you expect?
I wouldn't go home either after that.
therapy thing was full of crap anyway. But at the same time, coming here today, I'm here alone. But I do hope that she turns up. We'll just have to see.
She got all black. She going to a funeral. It's the end of the relationship.
Better break up.
It's the end of the relationship.
I'm dead.
Well, I went home, and on our way home, I don't think there was no remorse from Paul. And I kind of just deeped that he doesn't rate me. I don't really feel like there's love there. Why am I actually fighting for this relationship? And I'm doing it alone. So yeah, I went home, I packed up my stuff, and I went to my sister's. I just didn't feel like I needed to be in the same space with him.
Have you had a good week?
Is that a trick question?
Not at all. I'm just wondering how your week's been.
Okay. How do you think?
That's a new camera angle right there.
Right.
Presumably, the successful man that I met last week.
Hold on, did she ask him how's your week been? And he says that a trick question?
Wait. Hi.
Jeez, hi.
Hi.
Bro,
What is wrong with him?
Sorry about that.
I'm saying hi to you.
Hi.
Okay. Did you manage to fill in
She wanna
the
laugh.
little
She do.
questionnaires I gave you to go home with? The homework I gave you last week.
If it was me, you know I'm not doing my
What about
homework.
you, Paul?
I did.
Great. There seems to be a little bit of angst between the two of you. Did you
I've
spend
never
any
heard
time
that
together
before.
last week?
It's
Working
brothers.
on what
They're
we were
different
talking
over there.
about?
So weird.
Sorry. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. You have spent time together over the last week.
I've been at my sister's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And what was the reason for that?
To be honest, I just feel like maybe the last session didn't go as I wanted it to. Paul was giving me bad vibes, and there's just a few things that I think I've kind of reached my breaking point, We're here for a reason, and if this doesn't work, then I have nothing else to kind of fall back on. So for me, it was, I had to. I couldn't go back home, no.
Okay. And how did that make you feel, Paul?
Well, to be fair, I feel like it was her idea to come here. When I'm upset, she complains that I storm off and have a tantrum, throw my toys out the pram, if you like. But that's kind of what she just done.
Okay.
I didn't do that. I mean, I didn't storm off. I don't remember, but I don't think I stormed off.
Okay, so what actually happened?
She
When you
didn't come
left
home.
here?
She didn't come home. That's what happened.
Okay.
He got a point.
I needed peace. I think sometimes I would rather choose peace over war, I still came today, so,
But he's right though.
it
You
says a
can't
lot, doesn't
complain
it?
about something and not do what you
So
just
that's a strong
complained
word,
about.
you know.
Right.
Interesting, actually. Why did you use the word war?
It's a constant battle at home, isn't it? For me, he doesn't if I put it simply, he doesn't listen. So if I'm complaining about
We all know
something
that.
and he's not listening.
Okay, so we're going back to that. Are you both on the same page?
I would like to move forward, but clearly Paul doesn't want to.
Do you want to move forward, Paul?
Of course, I got here before you. I think I want to move forward more than you do. I definitely need an apology from Chioma because at the end of the day, she hasn't been home. She's not responding to the messages, not responding to the calls, but she's posting on social media. It's a very, very big disrespect, and I need a very big apology because she's taking the piss.
Why don't we find out how the exercise went that I sent you home with? So, in answer to the question, what is it?
My girl's ignoring me, and I see her having fun on Instagram. I'll be pissed.
Nah, that would hit the spot.
Well, my thing is he didn't apologize or anything though.
Oh, for calling her fat?
Oh, for what?
Yeah, for calling her fat.
I mean, he tried.
Technically never said you're fat. He just said,
She was
I forgot
putting-
exactly what happened, but
He played around the bushes with calling her
He
fat.
didn't use the word fat, but
He said, "Did you?" He
assumed.
said, "Have you checked your weight within the last 6 months?" Hey, bro, who does that? That's crazy.
wild.
We've done for each other over recent weeks?
You can go first.
Ladies first.
Who would like to go first?
Ladies first.
I don't mind which one of you goes
That's
first.
not, I'm a gentleman, ladies first.
This is a clown town, bro.
Would you recommend that she should tell me what to do, or should we?
So you're doing this again?
No. I'm just asking because obviously you haven't been home in a week. You haven't really
I'm out
said
this
what's
relationship,
going on.
bro. I
You haven't
couldn't,
apologized.
bro.
So
Okay. So what was it again? To
5 things that you appreciate about each other.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the fact that Paul is my protector. He's also a good provider and a good leader. He is family orientated. He has his head screwed on, of course, and he can be occasionally. Let's just say when we started dating, he was very caring and loving, and I love that about him. I love that he can be like that. I don't really understand what's changed, but he can be such a lovely person, and like I know this isn't him. So I'm trying to fight for the Paul I once knew, the Paul
I ain't gonna lie to you though. Sometimes weight loss does change a person. Maybe that's him.
You say she's fat.
No, you're talking about when Paul lost his weight.
Paul, because she remember she said she met him when he was.
But why does that make you not care about your relationship like that, though?
As in like it kind of like he's like
Yeah, you start getting
himself.
Yeah, you start getting that attention from other people that you didn't really. But you're not worried about the attention that you're supposed to get from her. But
I see
you
what
worry
you're
about
saying.
everybody else.
I don't want to just give up.
Okay, and Paul, 5 things you appreciate?
Oh God.
okay, I could name a million, right? But
Trying to butter up.
to answer your question, I feel like Chioma is she's like a best friend to me. When we first started dating, literally, we'll do everything together. Like we used to finish each other's sentences. Do you understand? And
I never heard that
apart from
before.
that, one of the reasons which she's actually mentioned why I fell in love with her is food. Like,
With the side eye.
no, I don't, because my diet's changed, fair enough. But at the same time, in terms of like on a day that I would want a cheat meal or, in terms of food tasting nice, my girlfriend, best, hands down, right?
She's
She
feeling
loosened it up a little bit.
She's very considerate, she's very loving, she's very driven, she's very passionate. And I feel like, she motivates me. Like,
I'm just listening because this is the nicest you've been for the ride, isn't it?
you've never asked me.
Why you gotta ask you to say it though?
She's my love. She's my love. I'm not gonna lie.
She
And I
feeling
do
it.
see
She
a future
feeling
with
good.
Chioma.
She like it.
I mean, it's a good thing to hear, though.
Take things to the next level because I see that potential in her. Like, she tries for me. She's been there. She's riding for me. I definitely feel like I can make this work.
So why you such a head?
Well, I mean, I haven't been home. So, aside from that, like he said, I do run in baths and give him massages and stuff and, help if he needs
The happy
work
ending.
done.
He said that's not a happy ending.
That's what she said last time.
That's it.
No more?
I mean, lately.
As in, you know, it doesn't have to be last week. It can be over the last month.
I mean, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Paul?
Damn.
Sure. So, you know, if I could go back to the couples review that we have every 28 days, literally I make sure that all of her goals and targets, I face them head on. So sometimes if she hasn't followed up on certain phone calls in terms of business that she's trying to chase, I'll be there, you know, babe, have you done this? Okay, can I make this call for you? And sometimes when she has shortfalls with some things that she's trying to pursue, whether it be business-wise, career-wise, I'm there to kind of say, okay, look, if that lane doesn't work, let me call someone I know, or let me try to push things in my way. In order... Is that a train?
I disagree with that a little bit.
He said, is there a train?
I disagree with that a little bit.
He said what?
Is there a trade?
Because I feel like, not to take it back to the negativity, but I mean, we are here to kind of air out issues, isn't it? I feel as though, with regards to work, if I'm doing something, as much as he is supportive, there's a current situation where I feel like you're being very unsupportive, and he's kind of being an enemy of progress, if that makes sense. So I'm running a business, for example, or I'm actually starting a company, a business, isn't it?
Is this a new business?
Yes, it is. And I've got someone doing my website, and he's doing a fantastic job. We're halfway through. I've paid him fully, no refunds. And Paul liked it at first. And obviously now that he knows the guy, he no longer likes the work, and he kind of wants me to stop working with him.
Yeah, I see where this is going.
Of course.
What is the reason that you're not happy now?
I've had a look at the site. This is my field, by the way. Personally, I feel like right now I make the best, right? Initially, Chioma and I did have a discussion about her business, what she wants to do.
This is weird as hell. This is strange to me because we were good before, and all of a sudden now you have an issue with the person I want to work with, the person creating my website, the person that's going to help me put my business out there. Yeah, no, for me, I don't understand.
You making a website?
Not me.
He really doesn't want to tell me what the
That's
problem
crazy.
is. So I'm not going to just stop working with this guy. You have to get over it.
Now, I've worked with, you know, a number of different influencers, people that she knows, people that she doesn't know. And we've had successful outcomes, which is why, you know, she's spoken to me about her business. Now, the only thing is, at the time when she approached me to deal with it, she wasn't fully prepared. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you want a website done, you can't really just...
If he was a professor, his students would hang on.
You need the content, you need the pictures, you need the framework.
Which you could have helped me with.
No, 100%. But at the same time, that's something that you'd have to ask for. So you can't really ask for number 5 if you need number 1, 2, 3, 4. If you said, babe, can you help me with the idea? Can you help me with the photos? I've got connections with a lot of...
How do I feel about that, though? As far as, like, if you're skilled in something, right, you know, your girl asks, you know, hey, can you help me with this? Will you not just give her, like, the full package instead of all she has to ask for it?
I mean, I see what he's saying, where it's like, you can't ask for 5 if you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4. But, I mean, I think at the same time, he could have guided somehow, or been like...
Because you know more than she does.
Right.
Most of the time, it's probably going to be a headache, though. So I was like, I actually kind of mature on them, too, to actually let her find somebody else or whatever, because I'm like, when y'all work together sometimes, it's just a headache dealing
Yeah, I
with
was gonna
that.
say that too, because like then if y'all have like disagreements about the business, then that becomes into the relationship.
Yeah.
That goes into the relationship, and then it just
It would definitely, it can't mix business with pleasure.
yeah.
I see where you're
do
coming from.
all of these things. So I feel like I could definitely help Chioma in this way better than the person that's currently helping her.
You're saying that now because you don't want me to work with this person. So I have spoken to Paul about it.
I
I've
wanna see the
asked
person.
for help many times.
I
don't
know,
if you thought
I can already
wasn't
tell that's where the
serious,
problem
but
is
it was only
coming from.
until I went out to find someone myself and found this fantastic guy.
Oh,
I have
God.
no complaints whatsoever.
Oh, God.
Yes, Paul does websites, but he's never offered once to help me.
At the end of the day, Chioma knows what I do in terms of my IT business. It's well established. I have a good number of very decent high net worth clients, and my work is quite professional. So for her to kind of go to another person, it kind of doesn't really make sense to me. Like, you have a whole partner in the house that's willing to do the most for you, but you're then going to another person. There's no excuse you can give me. You fucked up.
What's the reason that you think that he's not happy with this particular person?
I have no idea.
No.
I literally have no idea, because we both liked the work. Or we liked it at first. Now Paul doesn't like it. He thinks he can do a better job. I'm quite happy we're not working together, because I feel like it will cause conflict in our relationship. So I'm good on this side. But he has tantrums almost every day with regards to me working with this guy.
Do you have a particular issue with the person, or is it just what you've just explained?
You know, at the end of the day, from a professional standpoint, the work is of a decent standard, I'd say. However, the person doing the work isn't actually that professional.
I'm working with him. He's very professional. He's never like I'm in a professional relationship with this guy, and my work is fantastic.
Okay.
So.
She asked me the question.
But you don't work. How would you know him?
She asked me the question. Can I answer the question?
No, but you're answering the question. Ideally, should be posed at me, because I know this guy.
I mean, let him answer though. I want to hear his answer.
Am I right?
Yeah.
I did ask Paul.
Paul does not know this guy, according to me. Do you know him? You know him? How do you know him?
I don't know. You don't.
He said, "Don't worry about it."
From a professional perspective, okay. You know, look. At the end of the day, if I asked you for advice about makeup, I'd kind of take your advice.
Okay, but I would always explain why I'm giving you specific advice.
I'll take your advice.
No, that is the point,
you have
because
the
I'm.
experience and you have, you know, the network, the expertise.
So in other words, you tell me what to do and I just do it.
Well, if I have the experience and the expertise, it kind of makes sense.
No, I'm sorry, that doesn't run with me. If you
Agree or disagree?
I mean, I'm not just gonna go with it. I'm like, I don't know. The way Paul been acting, I'm gonna look around.
Nah, with the way, yeah, because I'll say the same thing with the way he acts. I'll shop around first.
But I mean,
do something.
also like what he was saying too. If I need help with makeup or something, and my girl does makeup,
Why'd you guys?
why would I ask somebody else? So if I make websites and you know this, why not just ask me to make a website?
But I'm confused. So it's like,
I was just about to say that because I feel like in the beginning they were saying that they both liked the work, but then now all of a sudden,
Well, clearly Paul don't like old dude because old dude.
that's
probably,
what I'm saying. Like
trying to work.
but I'm also confused. So like, he was saying in the beginning that like if you don't have 5, like you need 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it seems like she kind of went to him about it before, but then she went to go look out. So like it's like I'm kind of confused.
What is it?
Yeah.
What's the truth?
Yeah.
Explain it properly. As far as I'm concerned, you're probably jealous of the work that he's doing, or you don't want me to finish off this business.
I'd love for you to finish the business.
Then who's going to do my website?
Wait. However,
Hey,
you know,
she's
with
coming to
this
attack
guy,
today.
like,
Do you think that this could be something to do with you both having different views on life in particular?
He's just a difficult person. Honestly, I'm tired of this shit. I'm so tired.
Okay. Do you know what? Okay, let's do it like this. Right.
anytime he does this,
The little head shaking.
I've never mentioned this before, but look, we're here now. There's a lot happening. I think it kind of makes sense.
oh,
So literally, this guy was a best friend to my ex. Right? Best friend, by the way. So he was playing, Mr. Nice Guy. Hey, I think.
Okay, so why did he mention that? I feel like that's
Why is keeping a secret?
right. Is that funny?
I'll drop you off. I'll do this for you, just as a friend. But then it turns out that once my ex.
This happening to you?
Bro, you crying?
one thing I was expecting a better excuse. He mad because that was your ex-girlfriend's best friend.
How'd he hit on her?
I know why he was fat back then. I'm done. All right.
Hey,
I'll wipe your tears, bro.
damn. It was not that funny, nah.
All right.
I feel like you about to say he's the reason they broke up or something.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, go ahead.
you fucked this
You
girl.
done?
Yeah.
You fucked this
I'm gonna
girl.
cut that part out.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. This is authentic.
Go ahead.
Don't cut out the part where you was crying. You gotta keep it. You gotta keep it now.
All right, go ahead.
What?
Seeing her.
Oh, right.
After, by the way. So, you know, if this same guy is then trying to follow my tracks and trying to... I don't think I'd want to see a deja vu.
It's a sad story. It says a lot about your ex than it does the guy. Yeah? So don't compare me.
You want to defend him?
I'm not going to defend him like that. What I'm trying to say is, if that's what you've been hiding from me, it's too late now, babe. We're past halfway. I fully paid him. So that means he has to stay on. If you said this at the beginning, fair enough. He's gotten his money. We're halfway through. He understands my vision. I'm sorry. It's late now. If that's the reason, you should have told me.
And at the same time, I feel like when people cheat, right? Let's say I'm me and my girl, whatever. She cheats on me. I'm not mad at the guy who she cheats with. I'm mad at my girl.
Right.
The guy wasn't dating me. It was her. So he needs to be mad at the ex and really not the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
You and the guy aren't friends. He don't owe you nothing.
My thing, so he said they dated, they messed around after them, right? After him and his ex, right?
I couldn't hear that over you doing everything he was doing.
No, I think that's what he said though, because it'd be different if like she stepped out on him with her while they were together. That would be understandable.
But at the same time, though, wouldn't y'all kind of find it weird though?
Yeah, you got
it's like the guy.
It's
is
that
like,
best
what's
friend, bro.
My thing is, why
why
did you wait that long? Unless like he didn't
You
meet
mean
them.
him to tell her, or
Yeah, why did he
Yeah.
wait that long to tell her
Yeah, I think
to
that,
not work with her?
I think,
childishness?
Yeah,
It's just Paul.
or maybe he thought it wasn't gonna work.
All this
but,
time, you knew who was making my website. You didn't want to let me know. You didn't want to bring me in on how you know. Anyway, I don't give a shit. I don't give two fucks because that's his insecurity.
Hey, she done. Like,
Kind of
She
throwing
is
that on
more
me
power
right
away.
now. You didn't want to tell me before, so kind of keep it.
You know what it is?
What?
It's her staying the night at her sister's house. Because you know,
her sister been feeding her.
when you in the argument with your girl and she goes talk to her friends,
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
that's when she writes the whole list.
The bullet points are strong.
Let me
That's
tell
how you
you.
lost. You go tell your boys, they just laughing at you. When she goes with her friends, bro, you're done.
And it wasn't a day or two. It was a week. Yeah, they had a lot to talk about.
Because it's too late. At the end of the day, like, I've paid this guy. He has my money and he's going to make my website. This guy probably
Yes,
has
ma'am.
a crush on you. Like, he's following you and your girls.
said a
but
crush
I will
on
never
you.
step out on you. He's been professional with me, and that's how I'm going to keep it. Because that's ridiculous. Imagine that. You're just telling me now.
It's pointless telling her, basically. As you can see.
But he said it's
But
Tinder.
As a result
pointless.
of what you just said,
I'm not changing.
can you understand that he may feel a bit uncomfortable?
I can now, but it's too late. He could have expressed that before. This is your problem. So now that you've expressed it when my website is almost finished, I should now leave the guy.
Well, if I make websites and I could make it...
I don't want you to make my website. I've been asking you for 3 years. You've been knowing about this. You've never offered once. Now that I've finally done it, you want to offer because this guy was sleeping or dating your ex, whatever the situation is. I don't care about that, babe. I won't sleep with him. So if that's your worry, leave it. It's fine. We're not going to do that.
Do you think we can put this bit to rest now?
Please.
Paul?
Do you think it should be...
We spoke in a previous session about trust scenarios. And I think you both agreed that you do trust each other. Taking that mindset on board, trusting Chioma to do the right thing,
Yeah, man.
there shouldn't be an issue.
Obviously, I'm not insecure, like, come on, look at me. But at the same time...
He lost weight.
guy,
Okay.
Like, you know those slimy type of guys. You know those guys, those boys. If you know, you know. And he's one of those guys. Whether he sees this or not, he knows that
We all know
who
those
he
guys.
is.
Though. Josh, you're those guys.
To be fair,
Are you mad?
The slick ones.
You're those guys.
One of them. Real quiet.
First of all, I don't
Sneaky.
like these accusations. I'm a great.
He licked his
gentleman.
lips. He already lied.
And then look directly at the camera in their eyes.
I'm a great gentleman. Don't listen to
You're
the
a
lies.
great gentleman.
Yes, I'm a God-fearing man.
when Chioma is really on right now, we're trying to work on our own.
God
thing. We
punish.
don't need that type of energy around.
Look, I can-
Let me give you a bit. So when Chioma and I first started seeing each other,
No, I'm not doing that.
Oh.
I'm not doing
you're not
that.
doing what?
We're not having
Let's give me
conversations.
questions.
No, because
That's
I'm
toxic.
bored.
You know
I'm
that's
so
toxic.
bored of
That's
this
toxic.
conversation, babe. What are you talking about? This is ridiculous. What are you on about? Are you literally about to narrate the whole thing to her?
What are you on
1
about?
minute story.
Let him have his voice.
This is so embarrassing. Because anyway,
There's no need to be embarrassed.
okay, that's fine. Go
Oh,
on.
she want
So,
to cry
Paul,
again.
if you would, just let us know
I
what
like
you want to
that.
say.
You know, there's no talking. Look, it's just
Just
So before
talk.
coming here, myself and Paul decided not to bring up certain things because, of course, we don't want to put all of our relationship issues out there. I feel like Paul's digging at something. I don't necessarily want to talk about things that we've buried. He keeps going back to, when we first met and how we first started. I feel like he's hurt, of course.
She has too
and
a couple
he's trying
times
to hurt me
though.
back.
Look, let me break this down, right? Okay. So we started seeing each other, butterflies, birds, whistles, bees, cool. Now at this time, right, we weren't active. However, we were pillow talking and we were dating, going out, eating and stuff. And we were basically having conversations to kind of say to each other, okay, do you know what, this is what we both want. We're both on the same page. We're both on the same frequency, you know? When you're in that mode and you know that this person's going to be yours, okay? Now, it turns out that later on, I realized that during that time, she was active with someone else.
Yes. I was sleeping with someone else, okay? What's the problem?
Was this a boyfriend?
This was an ex, so let me explain the situation to you because he is just clearly confused. When I met Paul, I had an ex whom I was sleeping with because I wasn't prepared and ready to sleep with Paul, okay? I think a lot of women do this. We date many people and we stay in our comfort zone until we're ready to leave. I, for one, never stepped out on Paul. Does that make sense? When we were talking, only until we started dating exclusively did I stop sleeping with this person. So we're not even boyfriend and girlfriend. So we decided, okay, I'm going to take you serious, you're going to take me serious. Then I cut him off. But before that, yes, I was having sex. Okay, what's the issue? I'm never going to apologize for that because I did nothing wrong.
Babe, do you really want to take it there?
We are taking it there. It's not my fault he fell in love before I fell in love. We met
Damn.
and it feels like I should just drop everyone because of you. I didn't even know you then properly. What do you do when you pillow talk? You get to know people, right? That's what you and I were doing. And when I concluded on Paul, I dropped everyone else off. I dropped this guy that we're talking about, that you're still talking about.
Like as messed up that might sound, she didn't do anything wrong.
Right. There's no.
Don't get me wrong, like
there's no commitment
fellas do that all the time. Like, come
I
on.
would never. But no, that's the only thing to do. Though. If y'all not exclusive,
Yeah. She
Because
didn't do anything wrong.
it's like she stopped sleeping with her ex, and then nothing happens between them, and then
she got
No,
to
she
be
not-
back.
she not-
Hey, what's up, John? What's up, John? No, I'm saying, what was he doing though? He was just
Apparently, but I mean, like she said, it's not her fault that you fell in love before she fell in love.
yeah. Okay.
That's tough, my guy.
she's saying you should better sleep with your ex too.
No, she was with the other guy, with the website creator.
It's crazy.
I've never stepped out on him. I've never cheated.
I'm dead.
So why do you keep bringing this up? And if you're using this, thinking I'm going to sleep with this, what's his name?
Wow.
Whoever's doing my website, then you're insulting me. As far as I'm concerned, this is an insult.
Okay. All right.
Let's look at
Hey, there it goes.
Let's take it there. So,
Tell me, Paul, this scenario that's just come up and the website, gentlemen, is this evoking those feelings of vulnerability
It's gotta be.
that you felt when you found out that Chioma was sleeping with her ex when you first met?
I never said I was vulnerable.
So why do you keep bringing it up?
No, it's a topic
Why
of
is it
conversation.
affecting you? No, it's not. It's irrelevant. No one asked you to go back there. You brought up a situation that happened when we met, not even when we started dating.
So, do you
when we
really want-
met.
Do you really want to do this?
I'm doing it. What are you talking about? I'm having this
Like
conversation.
this drama.
I'm willing to be open.
I'm tired of him giving out these open threats where he ain't got nothing to back it up.
Yeah,
Talk about
bring
something
out the
good.
fire,
Yeah.
man. Bring out everything.
Sleeping with my ex when I met Paul, when we started dating, that situation had been locked off. So tell me where there was a mix and where I cheated on him
I'll tell
or
you.
stepped out on him.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So,
Please.
Denise, you for example, right? Let's say you meet a guy, right? Talking to the guy, going out for drinks, going out to eat. staying in each other's space, right? Okay. You both like each other. You're both seeing each other over a period of time, but you're not active with the person. No reason. Within that time, do you plan to be active with another person? And if you are active with...
I'll play devil's advocate right quick. I kind of get where he's coming from, though, because in today's society, as the guy, if he was doing that when they were, like, talking or getting to know each other stage, and he's out here messing with, you know, other girls, sleeping with other girls, you know how, if Shorty found out, you know how they'll be perceived as.
I agree.
That's
So
true.
I get where he's coming from, but still.
But that's why you got to let everybody know exactly what stage you guys are in your situationship. You feel me?
That's important too.
Because honestly, I'm not about to drop everybody off if I don't know where me and you were going yet. You feel me?
Right.
If I know that, you know, first you might have a roster. You feel me? If I don't see you being a star player, I'm not about to just drop off all the other candidates. You feel me? I'm gonna wait till after
If you
I know you about to start. Yeah, you about to start, and I'm like, all right, cool. Everybody else.
We need to do a video on that whole talking stage, whatever that's even defined as.
person. Is that in any way beneficial to what you're trying to do?
I really don't think you can put me in this equation.
I don't want it.
Because the way I run my life is irrelevant.
Ooh.
I know, but I'm just out of curiosity. Just think about
Just answer.
I didn't know you. Now we can discuss those kind. If something like that comes, you have every right to be upset. Then you were a stranger to me. Yes, you were a stranger to me. We were getting to know each other. I didn't know you. I had no loyalties to you. Yeah,
That's right.
That's just what it is.
Do you think that one of you might have fallen for the other one?
I can see both sides.
Before.
I don't think anyone's wrong.
This one was head over heels before I even decided to take him seriously. Clearly,
Head over heels.
because that's what it is, babe. How can you take me serious on the first date? What the hell?
Oh.
If you don't plan on marrying me, I don't know who the hell's gonna put up with you.
So I feel like, if
Wow.
is serious about a relationship, and she wants to have a long-term partner, if she has focus in her life, she will focus on one man. If you're speaking to
Wait. I don't think there's relevancy here because I feel like he's comparing them then to their
now.
situation now, where it's like kind of like you were saying, like you should know like the situationship before like going into it. So it's like you can't like I don't even know how to get out.
Honestly, he's dumb. So you sat there and watched your girl mess with a guy who you didn't want to mess with,
Right.
and then now you saying that like what months later?
Right.
So it didn't bother you at the beginning.
Right.
I think my man's just finding every which way to get out the relationship, but he doesn't want it to be on his term. That's what it sounds like.
And it sounds like he went to the first date trying to marry the girl. like god dang.
He didn't have a roster, but you gotta keep in mind he probably had like low self-esteem and all the extra stuff back then too. Because remember,
That ain't
he
her
said he was-
fault.
Cause it's
I
fat.
never say that. He was bigger.
Right.
He was fat.
So I don't know. He was like, "Oh, I got me a cute girl. I'm locking it down."
Hey, he should have relaxed.
All eggs in one basket.
And she was
Basically.
still doing her thing.
Hey, damn! Imagine if he curved her. I mean, if she curved him.
I mean, it probably happens all the time though.
What to him?
No, in general.
I wonder what his pickup line was.
So you can use it.
No, I just want to know.
What's your pickup line?
I ain't got one.
Ooh, Mr. Smooth.
guys, then you're not focused. If you take yourself seriously, you put all of your energy into the right place, you pray also, and you move forward. It's as simple as that.
Actually, it's a really good point that maybe at this time you should both talk about what your ultimate goals for each other or with each other are. I mean, he's just mentioned marriage, children, lifelong partner. Is that how you see the future?
I suggested therapy. I know that we've got a lot of issues that we need to work on, and if we don't get help, this is going to fall apart. So, of course, I want this to last. Of course, I want to work things out with Paul. Do I love Paul? Yes. Do I feel as though he loves me? Yes. But
That's an
there's a
aggressive.
lot
I love you too.
that needs to be done. I see a future with him. But if you don't see a future with me because my mindset is
I never
off,
said that. Of course I see a future with you.
okay, then we have nothing to discuss then.
And we don't need
Leave
to
that.
be here then.
Leave that in the. No, we do because we have a lot of things we need to solve. But leave that situation in the past. Like I don't want to hear about it anymore. I'm not apologizing to you because I did nothing wrong. So leave it in the past.
You bad.
But
You
can I
want it.
just remind you that relationships
Hilarious.
are hard work. If it was easy, you wouldn't see people getting divorced. To make a relationship work takes commitment, time, thought, and energy. It just doesn't happen. There are very few relationships that are without issues, and that's because people work through the issues. And if you're both prepared to work together, then you could have a great future. But you have to try and be on the same page.
Denise is spitting right now.
So she
Okay,
get
well,
paid
I'm
for.
willing to do that at the end of the day. For me, it's not. It's just I just need him to hear what I'm saying. That's literally my issue with him. That he doesn't listen or he finds what I'm saying. He looks at it as nonsense. I'm willing to work things out, Paul. Paul gives me headache.
Are you willing to work towards a joint goal?
I'm here.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
Okay, I'm just going to suggest that we just take a 5-10 minute break, and then we'll come back in and review some of the things that we have spoken about. All right? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure.